Hi guys, good morning. I hope you can hear me because I had to set the wall like this in order for you to be able to see me. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear me. Um, so today I'm going to assign you the homework according to the topic that I gave you the other day. I gave you present perfect continuous. I'm gonna explain the topic a little again. I'm gonna explain you what every term means, and then we are going to start with what your homework will be. Please copy everything that I write in the board because that's gonna be part of your cumulatives, and let's just start. Okay, so the first thing that we will start with is with the concepts that you have in page 101. We said that we are going to use the concepts have, has, and been. So in here we are going to write the concept for have for the yes present perfect continuous. So we said that have and has does not mean tengo or tener. That's something that we have discussed multiple times, and you have clear. This is not tener. This is not about things in your hand. So these are the meanings for these words: e, as, a, an, hemos. Remember that we're talking about present, so you cannot say había and habían because present means things that are happening right now, and había would mean something that happened in the past. So when we are using have and has, remember that we're using as, a, an, and hemos. And now the concept for the word being is estado. Now, this meaning together, these two words together are gonna mean something that you have been doing continuously. So when you are making this sentence using the present continuous with the suffix ing at the end of the verb, remember that it means ando, endo, and indo. So when you apply it into a word, you say traveling, and this viaja, viajando. So you can see what the meaning of the ing will be inside of your sentence. So I hope that these concepts help you to understand better your topic. Now, there's something that you were making mistakes constantly in the last homework, and is the fact that you were using have and has incorrectly. You should remember that for have, you only are going to use have for I, you, we, and they. I have been. You have been. We have been. They have been. Okay? So all of this are gonna use have. You cannot say I has, that doesn't exist. You has, that doesn't exist. We has, that doesn't exist. They has, that doesn't exist. Only I have, you have, we have, and they have. And if you want to translate the meanings so you can better understand the sentence, this would be yo he estado, tú has estado, nosotros hemos estado, and ellos han estado. So you can better understand what you're writing, because this is a topic that you have done with Miss Amanda, and this is a very weird topic because it has a direct translation. It means that if you read it in Spanish and in English, it will be exactly the same sentence. Now, I hope that this is copied in your notebook because now I will give you the use of has. So if you want to copy it, just pause the video. Now, we already wrote the use of have on the sentence. Now, you should not confuse it with has, that is only for she, he, and it. If you make this mistake in your sentences, then your sentences are not going to be correct, you're not going to be learning correctly, and you're not going to have your cumulatives complete. So you have to check that your sentences have the correct instructions. And I'm sorry if I'm screaming, but I have the microphone in here. Okay, so you have in here, she has been, he has been, it has been. And by it, you can write the dog, the cat, the lion, whatever animal you want to write. So if you translate it into Spanish to better understand it, you would say, ella ha estado, él ha estado, eso o el perro o el gato ha estado. So as you can see, it basically means the same than have, thus, but you don't use it the same in English. Because in Spanish you say, yo, tú, has, nosotros hemos, ellos han, ella ha, el perro ha. But in the case of English, you have to use this rule of have and has. Have only for I, you, we, and they, and has for she, he, and it. So I hope this explanation is clear enough for you so you follow these directions. And I hope that I can see all of this in your notebook. Okay, I'm gonna erase now. Now, we will write a formula for you to be able to make your sentence. Now, we will write a formula in general because you have to be able to make them in positive, but also you should be able to write them in negative. So today we are going to do positive, but at the end of the week or next week you will give me a complete album of sentences in positive and negative, okay? Now, something that we should have done before continuing assigning your homework is to check if you did your chart the way that it was supposed to do it, okay? So, I'm going to copy it and then you are going to see if you did it correctly. Let's see. So, you have to add in there the chart in the following way. Because it's sitting there. Check on your chart if it's correctly, okay? And in there we are going to write, remember that we should choose the one that is incorrectly written. So let's see who can identify the one that is incorrectly written. I hope that you all are uploading your works in the platform when I ask only. And next week I will send a list of all the people that hasn't been doing their homework, and by that you're losing your cumulative. So I hope that you pay attention to the homeworks in the way that you have to do it, because this is just like school. You're supposed to send your homeworks in the day that I ask, otherwise you won't have the same points. And I hope that you send them in a private message in the platform, not in WhatsApp, because otherwise you will have problems, because if you don't send it the way that I need it, you send it in the platform wall, not in a private message in the platform, then if you put it on the wall, it's gonna be erased in a couple hours. It doesn't last. So even if you send it, I won't be able to see it. And if I don't be able to see it, you won't have any points. So let's see if we can identify the words that are incorrectly written. Let's read them. One of the things that you could have done, that I was telling some of your classmates, is that you could have Googled some of the words if you wanted to see if they were correctly written. But in this case, reading is really important for you, because when you read, your brain absorbs knowledge and your brain collects data on what the correct way to writing things are. For an example, if you were reading something in Spanish and you see the word árbol written like that, immediately your brain will tell you that this is a mistake. So your brain lets you know, and they send some alarms when something is incorrectly written, like in here, written, that it would be writing. Okay? Another one that it's weirdly written is this one. Beginning. Why? Because that one has a double N. Then you have running, giving, living. Remember that in this case we substitute the E at the end for an I. Another one that is incorrectly written is swimming. Swimming is written with double M. Then we have, sleeping. Sleeping, it's written with double, no, I wrote it correctly. See, I can't see much. What was the mistake? Oh, they wrote it with a double P in here. So they wrote it with a double P in here, and I didn't do that, okay. So in here was only with one P. And then the other one is coming. Coming. Remember, we erase the E and substitute it for the word that is written correctly. So we erase the E and we just add ing. Now, this was the task that you had to do for your homework in the book. Now, with these words, we are going to make sentences. And we are going to make a lot of sentences. So for these weeks, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we are going to use only the first 3 lines, okay? So we are going to forget about this right now. And what is going to be the order that you are going to use? You are going to ignore these words. But this is the order that I want my sentences written in. Learning, making, big mistake, I'm sorry guys. Writing, catching, writing, beginning, running, giving, living. So number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9. Okay, so we have 9 verbs that we are going to use, and for every verb we are going to write a sentence with I, you, we, they, she, he, it. 7 sentences for 9 verbs. 9 verbs times 7 sentences is 63 sentences. So we are clear on what we are doing, okay? All of them are going to be done with the following formula. Noun plus have or has, depending on the auxiliary that you're using. Sorry, guys. Plus been plus verb ing, that it would be this word, plus complement. Now, something that you have been doing is that you have been repeating the complements. So if every time that you repeat the complement is -1 for you. Okay? So for an example, if you write, I have been watching TV, you have been watching TV, they have been watching TV, -1, -1, -1, -1. Every complement should be something different. Let's make the example. For the word number 1, learning. You don't have to make it in cursive. You can do it wherever you want. Okay, so I have noun. I'm going to start by I have been learning. Okay, I have been, and then the word is learning, Spanish. Then you could switch the language, or I have been learning to cook. Let's make the other one. You have been learning how to cook. After this, we have we. We have been learning Chinese. I, you, we, they have been learning how to cry. Let's say that we have to learn how to cry. I, you, we, they, she. Now, this is the key. Do you remember? Is this correct? She have? Excellent. It's not correct. Because at the beginning I said that for she, he, and it, you are going to use has. She has been learning karate. He has been learning, I don't know, taekwondo. I don't know how to write that. No. Something that I know how to write. To bake, to make cakes. To bake. That's making cakes. And then eat, or you can use the name of an animal. It has been learning how to bark. Woof, 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 bark. Okay. So as you can see, this is gonna be for number 1, and then you're gonna make the same for number 2, for number 3, for number 4, for number 5, for number 6, for number 7, for number 8, and for number 9. So I think that I'm being super specific. But even if I'm not, I'm going to make an example with some of them. But if I give you all the examples, you're not doing anything then. So, if you read the sentences in Spanish, you would see that they have the same meaning in English. Remember, have doesn't mean tengo. Have means he and hemos. So let's read them. I have been learning Spanish. Yo he estado aprendiendo español. You have been learning how to cook. Tú has estado aprendiendo cómo cocinar. We have been learning Chinese. Nosotros hemos estado aprendiendo chino. They have been learning how to cry. Ellos han estado aprendiendo cómo llorar. She has been learning karate. Ella ha estado aprendiendo karate. He has been learning to bake. Él ha estado aprendiendo a hacer pasteles. This is not a direct translation, but they say bake. It has been learning how to bark. El perro o él, en el caso, but remember that él is for a person, but they use it in English. Él ha estado aprendiendo a ladrar. Obviously, people can learn how to bark, but they usually don't. So this is the example of what you should do with all of them. So if this was my homework, then what would I have to do is to erase this. Don't worry if you didn't have enough time. You have the opportunity to rewind the video. Then you have to do the same for number 2, making. And then you write, I have been making cookies. You have been making salad. We have been making they have been making She has been making all of them different. I know the one that repeated all the complements, and I don't want that. He has been making It has been making And then when you're done with making, writing. I have been writing a letter. You have been writing in the notebook. We have been writing They have been writing She has been writing He has been writing It has been writing And I know that some of you understood the first time, but I had so many problems with this homework because you were complaining that you didn't understand, and this is something we do in school. After writing, we go to catching. Remember that we ignore the words that we don't use, the ones that we're mistaken. We are using the ones that were correct. I have been catching a cat. You have been catching fish. We have been catching butterflies. They have been catching She has been catching He has been catching It has been catching And then writing. I have been riding a horse. You have been riding a cat. We have been riding a donkey. They have been riding a cow. She has been riding a snake. And then beginning. Now these sentences are gonna be a little longer because beginning means to start something. So you have to add a little to your sentence. I have been beginning to do my homework. You have been beginning to sleep. We have been beginning to wake up. They have been beginning to all of them. And then when you're done with beginning, running. So I hope that is super clear because this is a very clear explanation. I have been running in the field. You have been running in recess. They have been running in the stars. We have been running in the stars. They have been running in the planet. She has been running in etc., 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 etc. And then giving. I have been giving cookies. You have been giving love. We have been giving this. They have been giving this. She has been giving this. And then living. That is the last. Living. I have been living in Spain. You have been living in Costa Rica. We have been living in Miami. They have been living afraid. She has been living under the bridge. He has been living in a shack. It has been living whatever you choose in the doghouse. So as you can see, I was super specific and I gave examples to everything. So I want my 63 sentences with 63 different complements. Thank you. I hope that I can see you soon. I really hope that I can see you soon. And in the next video, we are going to do them in negative. So start working in this because probably for Monday. Bye, guys.